Hi guys, so as some of you may be aware, I am building a Warhammer 40k chess set, and here's a little sneak peek of the board so far. Still lots to do, and obviously lots of miniatures to paint. And those lovely people over at Firestorm Games recently sent me a rather large box of orcs. So here's their website, guys, go and check them out. Lovely people, so really nice, and they do a whole variety of games, board games, and obviously in my case miniatures. Very competitively priced. You will find a lot of their stuff is quite discounted, so yeah, definitely worth going and checking out. There is a link down below, guys, but this is the box set that they sent me, the Combat Patrol Orcs, and as I say, it's one of the biggest sort of boxes of well, orcs that I've ever received, and yeah, absolutely loved it. So obviously I've done the pawns, which you may have seen in a previous video, but in this one I'm going to start doing the king. So I'm going with the boss knob, as he's big and chunky, but he's not too big. There was another guy in this little set, but he's huge. So yeah, going to go with the boss knob. Obviously this set comes with 2, which is pretty cool. So this box of orcs is, I really am like a kid at Christmas. This box turned up, and I've never seen so many orcs before in one box. Absolutely loving it. So there's loads of figures here I can use for other things, especially the death copters. I will be doing some sort of little diorama with them at some stage. So yes, so this came with 2 boss knobs. Wasn't too sure which one to go for, so I thought, well, why not do both and then see how they look. So I didn't realise at the time, but someone left a message on one of my previous videos saying that this box set is one of the newer sort of well, sets of miniatures, and they're obviously they're the push fit ones, but they do seem to come with a lot of join lines. I found with the older ones, especially the kill teams, because obviously that's what I've been doing a lot of recently. Yeah, very little to sort of tidy up afterwards. Pretty much only really where they were attached to the sprue. But yeah, the ones I've done so far in this box really do seem to have a lot of join lines, or mould lines even, which is a bit well, a bit pants. Because you would have thought if anything they'd get better than the previous ones. But anyway, the models themselves still lovely, loads of detail, and yeah, look really awesome. So these are the old like slot fit ones, so they do go in well, really well. But I do actually glue them, just because, well, I like to glue things together just to make sure that once they are together, there's no coming apart. Yeah, these were a little bit, well, not fiddly, but obviously as I hadn't used sort of push fit ones before, you do have to sort of make sure you line things up correctly. Otherwise, when you push them together, well, obviously they don't fit together. But yeah, no, they say the figure's absolutely gorgeous. Although I did lose something here, I couldn't find it. It was on my desk. It was just hiding. There he is, his head. So yeah, so these orc figures are lovely. So these are a little bit bigger than the normal, obviously, orc boys. The set does come with the orc war boss in mega armor, and I did actually put him together, but he is just huge. As much as I like the size of him, he would just look too big compared to the others on the chessboard. So that's why I've decided to go with one of these. And I've chosen the one at the back primarily because his weapon doesn't sort of stick out as far as the other dude. Like them really both, but yeah, this dude, he sort of seemed a bit more compact, as in his weapon wouldn't have been sort of nudging into, well, whoever was standing beside him. So yeah, good old slapchop Razzle Dazzle, prime in black, bit of Drybrush in grey, Drybrush white, you know the story, guys. So this is why I'm now able to make a chess set. I've been wanting to make a Warhammer 40k chess set for, well, a good couple of years, but the thing that always put me off was painting the figures. The actual board itself, yeah, would love to have made that. Knew what I was going to do, had lots of ideas, and yeah, would have easily have made the board. But the figures, the thought of painting 32 miniatures, well, it kind of put me off to the stage where, yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. But obviously with my new sort of love now of painting, due to this lovely technique, which is so easy, so simple, well, if I can do it, it must be simple. Yeah, I absolutely love painting miniatures now, which is why obviously you'd have seen over the last few weeks I've painted, well, gazillions. So yeah, that's why the Warhammer 40k chess set is now a possibility, because I love painting miniatures. And yeah, for anyone out there, I am drilling the barrels. I do drill the barrels. Yeah, I'm a good boy. I drill barrels. So I actually painted this dude in a live stream because I wanted to see just how quick I could paint a miniature. So I actually timed myself, did the live stream, didn't do any chatting, just purely painted this dude, and obviously had a little stopwatch or counter going there. So I'm not going to show the full video here, guys, because obviously there is another video. It's a time lapse of me painting this dude. Spoiler, it took 32 minutes, but then I had to wait because some of the paint was still wet, so I had to leave it for sort of 10 minutes and then spend about another 5 minutes or so just going over, doing some washes here and there and a little bit of tidying up. So in total it's about 37 minutes for this one miniature, which for me is just amazing. Primarily because, say, if you've watched quite a few of my videos, you may well have heard me say that obviously I didn't used to like painting, and when I did paint it was very rare, and I would spend 3-4 hours painting one miniature, wouldn't be happy with the result, and wouldn't have enjoyed any minute of painting it. And the best the miniature ever looked was when I put primer on it. From then on, any paint that I put on just made the thing look worse, which again is why I didn't paint miniatures, because it wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy the process, and the end result I was just, yeah, by far happy with. Whereas now, as you can see, yeah, so simple, so easy, absolutely loving it. So not only am I looking forward to painting obviously the 32 figures that are going to make up this the chessboard, I am also considering doing other sort of teams that I can use, well, on this chess set. Because the chess set itself is going to have obviously room on top to have the miniatures, but I'm also doing compartments within the chessboard, so you can store more miniatures. So my plan is to probably have like 4 different sort of chess pieces, just so if you want to play a game, you got a choice of who you want to play as, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is how he came out. So this is him now after the 32 minutes. I left it, say, 10 minutes for it to fully dry, another 5 minutes of painting, and this is the result. And as I say, honestly, for me, even now, I look at some of the miniatures I've got, and I pinch myself. I just don't think that it was me that painted them. But there you go. So yeah, so this is my my king. Obviously comes off nicely there. So obviously these are all going to go on clear bases, as you'd have seen from the little sneak peek video or picture at the very beginning. The board will actually be lit up from underneath. It's got a remote control, so the colours can change. Obviously I had it on green because, well, I've got my green skins here, so green seems the colour to go for. Yeah, so they all get put on these clear bases, and obviously, as you may be able to see, in the centre of the clear base is a magnet. Just so obviously all the figures, they stay nicely on the board. Not that you're going to pick this board up and move it around, like I just did then, but you never know. So when they are sort of like in their proper positions, yeah, they don't move and they attach, and it just feels nice when you move them that they kind of like then to get sucked back down to the board. So as you can see, the pawns are done. They are just normal Ork boys. There's a video out there somewhere showing them being painted. And yeah, so this colour scheme is obviously going to be the same for all the Orks. I do have lined up what I'm going to use for the Queen and the Bishop and all the others. So subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you get informed of when those videos comes out. And yeah, take care guys, that's it. Bye for now.